this time on Driveway Finds, we buy a very special old Suburban.
And we're gonna show you guys how awesome it is.
It's pretty awesome.
This is our new 1969 CHP Suburban. The picture of the CHP Suburban. We've all seen it and we've all thought, where is this Suburban? Where has it gone? Well, we can answer that question because we have it. So this thing is one of 3, and this is the only one left known at the moment. We're gonna give you guys like a little walk around tour of this thing. We saw the Suburban on Facebook Marketplace a few weeks ago, and we knew we had to have it. We knew we had to preserve its history and tell its story. The guy we bought it from, Clark, saved it, and now we're gonna take it the rest of the way. In stock. We're like the people to fix this thing. We wanna make it as it was in 1969, like first day on the force, but we're gonna get it running and driving first, clean up the patina. It's probably gonna be a few years before it's super, super nice. The California Highway Patrol ordered 3 of these K20 Suburbans in 1969. The Suburbans were fully equipped with all kinds of rescue equipment. Can you imagine if ours still had that snow plow? Look at that thing. We've already been doing some digging, and this is a newspaper article from November 27th, 1969, when Placerville gets its brand new K20 Suburban. As you can see, it's pretty rough. I mean, the seat is literally completely broken, but it does have some of the cool like CHP features left. It's got, you know, little label maker stuff all over it, like when it went into service and all that kind of stuff. Instructions for the winch. It used to have just like a big old land yacht of a bumper back here.
Like you could land 747s.
Like literally you could just like land them right here. Its number is 3521 and it's written like all over the place. Inside the door, on the hood, all that kind of stuff.
One of my favorite features of old Suburbans is the barn door. Barn doors are magical. Okay, so you open it once like this, you go a third of the way back in, and you're 90 degrees open. Look at that. Got to reach in right here, pop the popper, go around. Same thing for this side. And you can pretty much back up to a loading dock. I like Suburbans when they're not highway patrol rigs. This thing is just like over the moon, just a historic vehicle. And it has a lot of little features about it that are really cool. A lot of little funky holes that we've kind of deciphered. There were some lights, some sirens. It's not great, it's really rough. I myself am most looking forward to the stage 1 where we can treat it like a truck. You know, 10 years from now, this thing will be like going to highway patrol shows and museums and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to actually using that PTO winch at Cow Mountain, like winching up to something, pulling people out, jumping people with the jumper cables, which, while we're talking about those, these, I'm guessing, are the original ones from back in the day. This is the coolest feature ever. Like, what's this for, right? You're on the side of the road, you need a jump. What are you gonna get, jumper cables out? No, you're gonna take this bad boy. You're gonna plug it right into here. It goes right to a positive lead. Leave it running. It's got a giant alternator out of a tractor. It's on the spid. It's a tractor alternator. You leave this baby running, it'll jump whatever V8 from back in the day. It's actually getting better now. We've plugged it in a couple times.
This is the sticker that tells you how to operate the 4-wheel drive on this thing. Now, it's a 69, so it does have a Rockwell transfer case, just like 67 and 68 did. And it's a no-spin differential, so this is the little sticker that basically tells you that it's got a posi in it. This is the service parts identification. So almost every 67 to 72 pickup truck from the factory had these on it. And it tells you all of the options that this truck came with. And there's some weird ones on here for sure. Like there's special paint twice on it, which is super cool, obviously. This thing was black and we think the white was painted from the factory. It's got a gigantic alternator on it, just like Brito was saying. Governor high range, so I guess it could only go a certain speed in when the transfer case was in high range. This thing's pretty cool. One of the best parts, one of my favorite parts, is this inspection sticker from December 31st of 1970. California Highway Patrol Vehicle Inspection. I mean, that thing's awesome. And I'm super happy that it's literally survived all the years of abuse after this thing was a CHP Suburban. This is where we think a switch panel was mounted. You see the two screw holes here? We don't think they hacked it for like some, crazy radio. This is a pretty big hole. And a lot of cars of the day had switch panels for the lights and siren and all that kind of stuff. We're thinking these big giant holes are for the shotgun mount. And there's also some holes on the floor. But the thing is we just got this thing and I joined a couple Facebook groups that will hopefully give us some more information about what this thing would have been equipped with in 1969.
Yes, this thing has an SM420, I believe. So that is just a good venerable GM transmission that's just bulletproof. They last forever. As long as there's some sort of fluid in them, they never really go bad. It seems, and I'm betting you anything, it'll be fine. It feels like it's going through. Oh, I got it in low range right there. Let's go reverse. Oh yeah, it actually feels tight. We got the Rockwell here. This is just such an interesting little unique shifter, but it feels. I lubed it last night, and it's actually better. So we have this Chelsea PTO lever. So what this does is bolted on the side of the Rockwell with a 6-bolt flange is this like other little gearbox. And what that has coming off of it is a universal joint. And that universal joint goes to a drive shaft. And that drive shaft goes all the way to the front to our Ramsey PTO winch.
We are super excited to own this piece of history. It is literally the only one known right now, and we are gonna do right by it.
And I mean, it's a famous Suburban in my opinion. Like, I name a more famous 67 through 72 Suburban other than the one I already own.
I mean, seriously, like, I can't tell you how many times I have looked at that old picture of like the 3/4 shot from the passenger side and like gone, where did this thing go? And now literally we're sitting on it.
Guaranteed the other two. Can you imagine? The other two probably got jumped, mud bogged, turned into monster trucks, crushed by Bigfoot in the 80s.
100%.
Just like completely over. It's just one of those things where we had to buy it. We didn't necessarily even want to buy it. We had to buy it. It was fate in a way. It's something that we need to make sure it's preserved properly. The story of it. I mean, everything about this thing's history is neat. It belongs in a museum. We're just going to own it for a period of time, hopefully a long time, but like after we don't own it anymore, it should live in a museum.
Yeah, like this isn't just somebody's like mud bog truck. This thing needs to be the way that it was in those old black and white pictures. And that's what we're going to do. We literally are the right people to preserve this history. Tune in to see more of this CHP Suburban that we call the Unit on our YouTube and Instagram.